Well, we all saw today Lala Anthony was doing her little tours, talking about the relationship with her and Carmelo Anthony. And people have been basing their stories. Reports say now that Melo is going to go to either Washington or Philly because Lala Anthony said he got to stay close. Melo's not, listen, Melo doesn't have to leave New York. It's up to Melo. I keep telling everybody this. It doesn't matter who's talking to the Knicks about what. If Carmelo does not sign off on the deal, he's not going anywhere. I told y'all he's not going to no Cleveland. His kid goes to school out there in New York. He wants to be close. But he also, if he's going to leave and go somewhere, he ain't going to go to nothing starting from scratch. Washington, do they need Carmelo Anthony? I guess Washington would be the better fit than going to Cleveland to play with LeBron. Washington is good right now. They could beat Cleveland right now. How does Melo make them or give them that experience? The only problem Washington has is knowing how to close the door when they got a team. The Chicago Bulls in 96, 97, 98. They had so many veterans on the team. It didn't matter if they were down 5 with 3 minutes to go. They knew they were going to win the game. They would just close the door. They didn't panic. They let the other teams panic about the game being close. Some people can handle that adversity and other players can't. Paul George has shown me he cannot handle adversity. Whenever he's in an adverse situation, there's always a mental collapse, and then he pouts like a kid, and his teammates take the blunt of it. That's not somebody who's proven to me he can get me to the next level. Carmelo Anthony in the playoffs made it to the Western Conference Finals when he was with Denver. That's the closest he's ever been. Now, here's the scenario. That was like almost 10 years ago. It seemed like a decade ago. Since then, they haven't been in the playoffs in years. Sure, he could score some points, but is it really a possibility? And as far as their relationship and what they think about them, as far as like her and Carmelo Anthony's situation, it went like this. Carmelo Anthony and Lala's relationship is not over. Everybody's pushing for them to be divorced, and she's not interested in getting divorced. Why? Because one, they have a child. She likes being married. They get along well. They've been together for years because they get along with each other. Now, they did have problems in other areas. They both love each other, but they each have problems that neither one really wants to discuss in the public eye. But the main thing is that co-parenting must stay intact. So, with that being said, co-parenting and everything intact, you're looking at a situation where Lala can milk this situation. She might go back to Carmelo Anthony. That's why people haven't thought about. That's why he's sticking around New York. He knows the situation more than anybody. He might just stay in New York. It makes no sense for them to get rid of him. And the way he's been practicing, I mean, leave him alone. That's what I would say. You could always trade him during the season if things are not looking up to par. But you have other issues. You have a GM spot that's missing. You have head coaching issues you might have to deal with. Personnel. Besides Carmelo, who's untradeable. Because it's his decision on where he wants to go. What would the Washington Wizards give up for Carmelo Anthony? Anybody ever thought about that? Now, as far as Lala, she's a freak. That's how she got Carmelo Anthony. She's a freak in the bed. You know, people heard about it before they even got married. That's how she got him hooked. You know, her ex-boyfriend that Carmelo had a, falling out with, a up and coming rapper, in New York or whatever. He spilt the beans, basically, like she's a hoe, she's a freak. That's all she is, like he put her business out there and she knows she's a freak. She don't try to hide it. They talking about Honey Nut Cheerios, shoot. We talking about honey, the chocolate syrup. She does things to keep the relationship spicy and role playing, all kind of stuff. So, they're both into that. But when you open Pandora's box and pull somebody into that world who wasn't really used to it, it could lead them going way beyond. They could go into the abyss. And it's harder to bring them back where you have some control over it. They might not. You might have opened a whole new door. Now, no one is saying this is the case, but some people want more. It has happened to greater people, lesser people. So it's not about fame or status quo. People are human. These things happen. But I just wanted to bring some light to the situation because a lot of people were asking. So hopefully this clarifies everything. And yes, I heard Lala. I'm out.